What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about the color Warpar tool, which is number 7 on our list. So don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel to keep getting notifications, and also comment, like and share. Let's roll the intro. Alright, so we are back into DaVinCi Resolve, and today we are going to talk about the color Warpar tool, which has the hue and saturation. So already we've gone over the primaries, HDR, RGB mixer, motion effects, curves, and yes, the curves and the other type of curves inside, which we have the hue versus saturation, the hue versus hue, and all of them. And then the next one here is the color Warpar tool, which also has the hue versus saturation. So let me give you a quick information about the color Warpar. So the color Warpar tool works almost or exactly like the curves, like the hue versus hue, the hue versus saturation, and the hue versus luma, but it is more advanced and more clean. So basically, when we were using DaVinci 16, before we even upgraded to 17, we had only the curves and the hue versus saturation in the curves. Color Warpar came along around DaVinci 17, I think, and it has made the game much more easier for us, giving you more clean and nice keys, selecting and making everything look smooth without having noise in your colors and all those stuff. Yeah, so the color Warpar tool is really helpful, and today I will show you some of the basic use of the color Warpar. And if you want to know more about it, feel free. I have my masterclass. You can register for my masterclass, and I'll take you through most of these tools and how to use them. And don't forget that at the end of this course, we are going to combine all the knowledge we've learned in using all these tools to grade a professional image from start to finish. So yes, let's follow this course till the end. So make sure you follow up. Let's continue. So now this is the color Warpar tool. Here you have your it's look like a spider web. So yeah, here you have every key, and in their bars is like selecting a particular side of the color you want to work on. So now we have just 6 here, 6 hues and 6 saturation. Now let me explain why it's 6. If you count from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is 6 hues already. It's different hues in different location. And when you count from here, 1 2 3 4 5 6, this is 6 parts of saturation. This also deals with the highlights and this, with the brightness. That's the luminance of the color. As you are increasing your saturation, you can increase the light or you can reduce the light. Now when you come down here, you can see that in your hue here, you have just 6 bars selected, same as your saturation. Now however, you can actually increase this to 12 if you want to have a more tighter saturation and hue values to work with, so that you can move from one particular side to the other without too much movement, and making everything tighter for you and making sure you're picking just the correct color you want to pick. Same here, you can go to 24, you can select 24, and it's going to open up like this. But at the same time, you can also unlink these two together. So let's take it back to 6, and then you can unlink. Now we've unlinked this, and you can select just 12 parts of the hue you want and 6 of your saturation. Can you see the bars have increased? Our spider web has increased more, but we have just 6 parts of saturation. Now we can come here to say we want just 16 bars of saturation and leaving just 12 bars of the hue, but the saturation stopped at 16. It doesn't hit up to 25, 24. So yeah, I will just leave this. Let's just leave this at 6 and 6, so that it will be more easy for you to understand. Alongside where you advance, you get to understand. So first, this tool here is what we use to select. You can pick a color and play with it. You can see it's affecting her clothes and her skin, because this is what we are selecting. If we take it down a little, it will bring out the saturation. If we pick from the beginning, which is the top here also, and we take it down, we are actually desaturating the red colors in our image. Now let's come back And then if we pick from down here, which is the bottom, and push to up, we are actually increasing saturation. So you can use this format to increase saturation to make sure that the saturation you want is what you are seeing. So now you can also use the picker tool here to just click on her clothes, and you can move around with it. You can start moving around with it from here. Can you see? And it's going to play with your colors. You can pick the green also. You can play with the green. You can pick your blue and play with your blue also. You can see how it's looking here, but it's not actually looking good because we are. This is also a good way to do it, but there are other proper ways to do it. So, for example, I can pick just this part of red in her body and say, okay, let me move it. You can see it's doing almost similar thing in her clothes. So we can go back. There is an auto lock. So when I click here, I can decide to auto lock it and then just play with it only, just that part. Can you see? So I'm just playing with only this part which I want. So these are one of the things you can use the color Warpar tool to do. Secondly, here is our draw selector tool. So we can actually just highlight. You just click on your screen and just move around. Say this is where you want to select. And once you are done selecting them, you can come back and click on your selector tool, which is the first one, and then just move them. Can you see? It's moving all of them at the same time because this is what we select. And then why we do not see the effect is because what we selected, there is no color of it in our image. So let's come back here and let's select from the red down to our green part, and let's go back to our selector tool, and now let's play with it. You can see that all the colors we've picked are being affected because we are moving them. So now the next tool here is the pin. So now when you select this, it's basically when I select this color, it's like I've pinned this color. Come here, pin this one also, and pin this one also. So when I come to this tool, I can start working. You can see that it's just like the lock tool. You get it's just like the lock tool. You can see I'm moving only this part of the color which I want. So one good thing about the pin tool is if I select this place the place I've pinned, I can now play with the colors that are above it without affecting. Can you see? This is the side I picked. Let me go over it again. So the next here is our pin. So if I select this pin and I click on our red here, click on our green and our blue. Now what I've done is that I've selected a point where whatsoever I do is not going to affect where I pin. So if I select from up here and play around with it, this is our green channel. You can see that whatever we are doing, we are not affecting our pinned side. It's still there, even from below. Same if I play with the color from the top of the red and down of the red. The side we selected is still there. It's not being affected. And then the next one here is this is to help us bring our colors closer, like to pull our points together. So if I click on the red here, you can see it drag. This is from the middle. It dragged all the colors closer, making them look more desaturated. Let me go back. You can see if I click from here, you can see how it's bringing our red close. If I click on the green, you can see from here it's bringing them closer. And then when you click here, which is the next one, let's go to the next one, which is our push point. Is the opposite of the pull point. So the push point, when I click here, is basically, you will notice that our saturation has increased because it's pushing. It's just like how we push the colors this way. That's what we are doing. Can you see? It's just like when we select this tool and then we come here and we push. But what this one is doing now is, what it's doing, let me show you in a bigger screen so you understand what I'm saying. So what this push tool is doing now, for example, is helping us push the color in an accurate way. I can come here and click to 1, 2, 3 to make sure everything is moving accurately. Do you understand? So let me draw this down. You can see that it's affecting our whole image. So let's go back to the normal state. And okay, now so there are other tools here that I would love to explain to you, but because of time and these are knowledge that I give out to some of my students. So if you want to know, just like I said, you can subscribe for the masterclass and you get to know them. But let me use this tool here so you can see. Selecting this tool, this one, basically gives us the opportunity to select everything, and we can actually decide to move our color warper to a different side. And mind you, you can also use this tool to create a look for your image. Here, down here, you have your hue, your saturation, and your luma. Basically, you know what all this means. It means our color, our saturation, and our light. And then you can use this tool here to feather up where you selected. Let's say we select here. You can use this to feather it up, make it look clean. Feather it, take this up. This is for the saturation. This is for the hue. So you notice anything that goes sideways is for the hue, and anything that moves up is basically for the saturation. So that's how it works. And then we have other tools here. This is also another part of our color wheel. This is for the hue and this is for our saturation here. So whatever you do in your image, you can actually see how it gets affected here. So can you see? You can see how it gets affected here. And if you are to increase your saturation here, you can see it get affected here. So there are more things you can use the color warper tool to do. And then when we come to the end of this course, where we are going to color grade a full image or a full video, then you are going to see how to use these tools well for the best results. So thank you for always coming back to my channel to watch and learn. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep getting notifications on how to color grade. This is just a process, and I urge you to continue following this process, because without you knowing how to use these tools, it's going to be very hard for you to color grade. Most people just want to start color grading from the beginning, but no, you need to learn the process, follow these steps, learn how to use these tools, so that when you start your own personal project or other project that clients will give you, you will know what to do, when to use which tool, and how to use it. So yes, thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you share, like, and comment. I'll see you another time.